main entrance. So come on in. So as we enter into the main entrance, the first thing we're greeted by is the statue. This guy, I don't know what he's about, but he's a statue of the school. From this side, these stairs lead you to the main office area, and also you can go up into the rest of the school from this area. So let's take a look over here. First, on the left side, you will find the nurse's office. Anytime you have a medical emergency, if you want to see anybody through any kind of medical problems, you can come here and a nurse will assist you. If you keep walking, here is the principal's office. That's where Mr. Sullivan will be there.
Hello, all students who may come to the high school and are taking a tour of the school. You're in good hands with Sara and Property. They'll show you all the right places to go.
Thank you.
You got it?
Yeah. And then if you keep walking, you'll see the guidance conference room. Here you might have to take an exam, meet with the guidance counselor as a group. And if you walk over here, you see like the opposite like walls, you will see so many artworks of students who have been in art classes. Here are the student information offices. Here you will find many people who will help you with any information, any problems regarding classes, or just Aspen, any kind of like main issues like that. You can walk in and ask them any questions. Here you will find the guidance offices. You'll have to come over here to meet with the guidance counselor on a one-to-one conversation. And you also see Mr. Adebado's office here, who is the director of guidance. So if you have any questions regarding specific courses, classes, course credit, anything like that, come over here and they'll answer all your questions. Over here are the assistant principal offices. So you will find Mr. Sheehan and Ms. Deacon. You can obviously come down anytime you want to speak with any one of them. They are responsible for individual grades, so just make sure what grade like they're leading, and you can walk in with any type of questions that they have that are specific to the programs that they lead, such as the mentoring program or the internships. Keep walking. As it says over here, you can go up to the English hall, which are rooms 300 to 324. So now let's walk to the rest of the school from the main office area. Here, once you walk in, you will see the bathrooms. These are the girl bathrooms and the boys bathrooms. This is the one that you'll probably use if you have any classes around this hallway or around that side. So you will probably have to like walk over here. If you keep walking, let's go up this way. If you keep walking over here, you'll see the two cafeterias that we have, Cafeteria B and Cafeteria A. You'll obviously come here during lunch, and this is probably one of the best times for you to hang out with your friends and just talk about anything, make funny memories all of your years. If you look over here, you'll see the hallway that goes up to the history hall, and again, that's rooms 400 to 418. So we'll take that up next time. But let's keep walking. These are the vending machines that would usually be filled on a normal school year. So you can buy food, snacks, drinks, things like that. Here's where you will typically in a normal year walk in to join the serving line. So if you're buying lunch, you can stand in two lines that will stand here and buy your lunch. That is another like cafeteria entrance. So here you can leave the building, but this is also where the school buses are dropped off. So you'll probably walk in from there early in the morning, and this is also where you will get dismissed if you are getting picked up by the bus. Here on our normal school day again, this would be the school store. This is where you can buy snacks, you can buy Burlington High School gear. This is usually open during lunch times, so make sure you have some money during lunchtime. This is the art gallery. Usually there's always showcases of students' artwork from all of our classes, and there's also like special art exhibitions from like specific people. Now let's go into this hall. This is the World Language Hall. And here you'll find the rooms 100 to 104, and there's actually way more inside. I don't know why it says 100 to 104, but this is where you'll see all of your language classes. So if you walk in, you'll see like the room number and then the teacher's last name, which is how you'll identify which class you're gonna go to. So that was Mrs. Scone. We also have these two bathrooms over here, the girls' and the boys' bathroom. These bathrooms are only open during lunchtime, so during the first and second lunch, and you can't access them any other time. That's where you have to go to the main office one. And we also have the water Vita system over there, so if you need water and you need to fill up your water bottle, you can come down here. In this side of the hallway, you'll find other classrooms by looking at the last names are up here. And at the very end of the hallway is actually the science center. So if you want to do any volunteer work or do like a field studies class, you can help out the science center over there. Over here is the bridge room and also for the evening academy. So if those programs are something that you are involved in, this is where you'll come in and you'll find amazing staff. So here are the world language offices, and here's Mrs. Stacy's office, who is the current department chair of the world language department. So here is actually a shortcut to go to the upper library. Obviously, do not enter because of COVID, but on a normal school year, you can go down from here to go to the upper library, and you can also, there's stairs there, so you can take the stairs up to the math hallway. Again, more classes over this side, and there's another hallway right here which also has more world language classes, and then at the very end is actually the BCAT office. And BCAT is the news / like film program or like organization that we have. That's probably where like you'll find a lot of people filming interviews and video recording. So at the end of this hall is where you'll find the hallway A, which goes all the way down to the other end of the school. But let's look over here in this space. This is another way for you to go up to the history hall. Right now there's just arrows because it's all one way, but on a normal school year you can enter and go to a hallway any way you want. And so again, the stairs go up to the history hall, and you can take that, and all of this over here are the administrative offices. So you'll find like the superintendent, the assistant superintendent, you'll also find like other central offices. You'll also find like conference rooms for student council meetings. That's where everybody goes there for their session. This is a map that we don't use, but you can use if you want. But I think it's just way more confusing than us actually knowing this. This is actually like an integration or like a blend of the two hallways together. These doors in this hallway goes to the opposite side, and you will also get into like the libraries from this way. Over here are two hallways that both go up to the English hall, but this one, if you see there's a door there, that's actually a connection between the math hall and the English hall, and it's through this art room. And you can take that as a shortcut, which I'll show later. And over here, if you go up these stairs, all the way up, you'll go into the English hallway as well. But you will also have access to the history hall, and that's the opposite side. And that again is a connection between the two hallways. through a article. If you look over here, this is the Burlington Early Childhood Center. This is where you'll find little tiny shoesters if you see them. And you can also volunteer here during a field study, like during a study period, and you can get credit for volunteering with children. It's very fun. I recommend it. So here you will see two separate departments classes. So this over here are the world language classes, because obviously the world language is also over there. So it's that half of the school. And then this is kind of the beginning of the science department classes. So you'll find all the science classes if you walk down this hallway and also down this way. From here, this is a straight hallway all the way down to the other hallway B. And that's also where you'll find the auditorium on the opposite side. But we'll look more into that from the other hallways for this year. Over here are the stairs that go up to the math hall. Obviously, do not enter, but you can take this shortcut if you're walking, let's say, from your science class and you want to go to math. You don't have to walk all the way around. You can just take this. This is an elevator that you can use. Obviously, you need a key specifically, so you need to talk to administration about it. But if you need the elevator for any reason, you can use that. This is a continuation of the science department's classrooms. So you will see more science classes over here. And again, this is a straight connection to the opposite side of the hallway. So you can all the time take shortcuts and go right through the middle instead of walking over the entire school. So this is basically the very end of the high school. So we're the school that's in kind of a rectangular shape. We're kind of on the very opposite end of it, and we're gonna basically take a way around the school now. But over here, there's no student entry, so no going in there. But here you'll find the fitness center. So if you want to get a workout in early in the morning or after school, you can come down here. This is also another health class. In this hallway you'll find all the health classes. Here you'll find the athletic director's office if you have any questions about sports, teams, and all the trophies that we have won. This is again another health class. More health classes. And over here is the phys ed office, where you'll find the department shared office. And all the way down here is actually where you'll go down to use the gym, doing your gym classes. Oh my god, the noise. Okay, so this is where you go down to the gym classes. The first thing you see are the locker rooms. So this is the girls' locker room. The boys' locker room are all the way over there. This is the wrestling room. There are two gyms. We have the women's gym. We have the women's gym and the other gyms. These are the two gyms that you can use probably during the classes. And if we're going to go outside on a good weather day, then we'll probably leave out here, and this will take you to the right side of the building, overall into the parking lot. So we'll usually go up and walk to the field. So let's circle back into the hallway. So this is basically where we walked up from the gym, and this is now where we're gonna go up the hallway B. Again, where we started the main offices, which are at the end of this hallway. So we keep walking. So I talked about this intersection before, where if you're on the opposite side of the hallway, then you can walk straight across. So this is again the science department. Again, you're gonna need to know the teacher's last name in order to find their room. and a room number. So over here, the order of the rooms are kind of off, but you could probably, it would be most helpful if you know like the last name of your teacher. If you walk straight down this hallway, and then there's also another one similar to this over there, and this is basically a way for you to walk up in between the hallways. It connects the world language and science hallways to this actual science hallway. So if we walk up straight from here, these are like the science offices, and it's actually a connection to a lecture room. So this includes like the office of the department chair, which is another science class, and you'll find like the tutoring rooms. So if you're assigned to a tutor, that's where you go to. And this is basically the hallway that I was talking about, where it includes the world language side on the left side, but it includes the science classes on the right side. So now we're walking through it. And as I mentioned before, it will take us out to hallway B, where we have the auditorium over here. This is a connection from the main entrance of the school. So that's the main entrance, because you know the statue, that's the main entrance. So you can just take a quick right over here, and you can end up in this hallway. You go to the auditorium. You can also from here go up to the math hall. Again, these are the stairs that go up that way, and you can go up to the math hall. So now we're walking down these like two department like hallways. So as I said before, the lecture hall, that's the lecture hall over here. And here, usually you'll find like the shortcut to the lower library. Obviously it says do not enter right now, but this is where you'll go to the lower library. And then there's stairs that can lead you up to the libraries, like the upper library. And then you can also take a left turn into the hallway B. And on this side of the lower library, you can actually take the stairs up to the math hall as well. So there's many different ways to get around to like one hallway. It's just a matter of you getting adjusted to where the shortcuts and where your classes are exactly. If you keep walking down here, you see more world language classes, more like science classes on this side. And this is another, as I said, the extension or the connection to the hallway A. And that's the early childhood center and a way for you to go to the math hall that I mentioned before. But over here is basically the second like connection between the actual like science hallway and the science/world language hallway. So if you go down this over here, you'll see again another science class, another tutor class. If you go down these stairs, you'll find another science class, another class, these are all like science storage stuff that we don't have to worry about. This is another science class, and you keep walking. Oh my god, that's actually the COVID-19 map that we started in February of 2020. So yeah. And again, so now we walked straight from the world language and science hallway to the actual science hallway. And this is all just science classes. And this over here is a connection to hallway A. This one will directly take you all the way to hallway B. So we're just walking down straight into hallway B from the science classes. This is where we took the right turn and we walked all the way down to the world language and science hallway. But we're gonna go straight down to hallway B. And we're actually going to walk up over here. And this section is the music hallway. So here you'll find classes regarding any type of music things. You have chorus, we have the music offices, backstage area from the auditorium, music theory, band. You'll basically find all music, everything in this hallway. So if you're interested in any type of music classes or extracurricular activities, this is the place that you will hang out the most. And now let's just walk back into hallway B, and we're gonna go all the way up from here. By walking up again, you'll see that's where the auditorium and the main entrance are, and also where the world language and science hallway are, which is what we were talking about before. And then if you keep walking, there's a Brita water system over there, so you can put your water over there. If you go all the way up, there's another way for you to go out and leave the building. So again, it's the main entrance where you can take the stairs up to the main offices, things like that.
Hello.
Hola.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Bienvenidos.
So now we're gonna take this way over here. This is where the libraries are, so that's opposite the main office. So now that we're here in like the library section, you'll see this is the upper library, this one over here. This one is the lower library. So in the upper library, you'll find our amazing library staff. If you want to say hello and everything. Here, usually on a normal year, you'll have couches and spaces for you to come read. This is also where some of the English teachers will bring students during their class. We do a lot of fun stuff over here. Section where there usually would be tables and for you to sit down and do homework or just talk with friends. You know, usually this is a social place over here before and after school. Over here are the work rooms and also the reading rooms. So you'll find more bookshelves in here, which is probably where your English teachers will come down to take a look at books. This is a workroom where you have computers or anything. Usually I feel like our classes or like you can like work over here on like the computers and things like that. Again, more books, everything in this library. Those are all photos of valedictorians and scholar athletes from our school. These are all just bookshelves and bookshelves. This is the staircase that I was talking about earlier, where it's sort of the connection between the upper library and the world language department. So you can walk through the black doors over there and go into the world language department hallway. But you can also go take the stairs up all the way to the history hallway. Over here, if you walk all the way down, you're going to find the DHS Maker Studio as well as the help desk. So this is where Mr. Wong currently works in order to help us with any technical device / problems. So you can come down over here, obviously, at any time you want if you need anything regarding your Chromebook or iPad, Wi-Fi issues. This is where you come down. This is the printer room or a computer lab / thing. Usually before school, if you need to print anything regarding like essays or any project stuff, you can use the printers over here. There is normally a bunch of computers over here for you to come down and use. And again, this was the reading room that I was talking about with a lot of like non-fiction books for AP level English classes. So you can come down over here and look at anything you want. Again, those are vending machines that would normally be filled up with drinks, but obviously not this year. And we can walk now straight down to the lower library. So this is where you'll find so many flags of different countries. This is actually put up by the Multicultural Club in the school. Hopefully your country's flag or anything is up here. And this looks very different than what it would normally look. But these are all like spaces for students to come down during study periods, before school, after school, to socialize, talk, do homework, anything except eating, because no eating in the lower library. So again, this all space would be filled with tables and everything for students to sit down. Those are actually some of the classes from the World Language / Science hallways. So they go straight down through here. Over there, you would find the writing center office. So that's where you can come down for in need of any writing help. There's a bunch of offices there of everybody else too, and those are all labeled, so you can come down and take a look at it. There's actually a shortcut here to go up to the IT offices, which we'll take in one moment, but this staircase is the shortcut up to the math hallway. And we'll talk about that when we go to the math hallway. But if we take the shortcut down to the IT offices, I did mention this before, but this is another like space for you, like connection between like the two hallways. So if you go straight down, that's a connection to the upper library. Over here is where we were talking about the two ways that you can go up to the English hall, hallway A. And if you actually keep going down from this hall, these are all like IT offices. So when you need to trade in your iPad on the computer or anything like that, you'll come down in this area. If you keep going down, this is where we originally were, the intersection between the two libraries. And so now we'll walk out. So as we come up from those doors, we can go all the way up to the English hall. So here we are at the English hallway. After you get up from the stairs, you can have classes on the right side or the left side. But let's talk about the space here. Over here is usually a very social place in the beginning of the school or after school. We usually have tables where you can talk with your friends, do homework, or do anything that you want. Right now it's all empty. But if we keep walking in this direction, this is the English department office. So we have our department chair, Ms. Janowitz, in there.
Hi, I am Ms. Janowitz, English department chair. Nice to meet you all.
Yeah, thank you. So now if you keep walking, obviously you have to take a look at the classroom numbers and the last name, and then you can find out what class you belong to. So if you keep going down to this hallway, we have the lab program and the lab offices. If you keep walking down, there's another classroom. We have more classrooms down the hall. And actually, if you see at the end of the hallway, are like the two ways that you can like come up to the English hall from hallway A, and then you can also from here go to the history or math hall. So this is like a writing lab, workroom, the book room where all the books are stored. So here in this space is where you have like two options to go anywhere. This is a shortcut to the math hallway, which we can't take right now, but usually you would just walk over to the red door in there, and you will go out to one of the art rooms, and then you just go through the room into the math hallway. Same thing here. If you go up the stairs and that red door up there, you can go through another art room and go into the history hallway. So we'll talk about where these shortcuts end up, but we have these shortcuts, and these stairs that go down, they both go down to hallway A, which we talked about earlier before, but let's keep going into the opposite side of the English hall. So we're back at the place where like the staircase from the main offices lead up to. So we're actually going to go into this direction now. Here's this amazing calendar that Ms. Janowitz handles. It includes everything, what happens on each day, school events, things like that. So this is like the collab room, which is a school magazine, which includes writing, reading, things like that, reading, things like that, okay, whatever. And you can go in there for club meetings. These again are all like classrooms. This is like the English like faculty room for the teachers. And again, these are all rooms, and you make sure you check the last names and the room numbers. And you just walk down. So if you're in one of these classrooms right here, you don't want to walk all the way over there and go down. You're just going to take these stairs downstairs, and it will take you out into the guidance hallway that we were in earlier. So here we are, like this is the guidance hallway that we were in before. So that's where the English hallway, like that exit leads us to. On this side, these doors lead you into hallway B, where you can go up and down the hallway. This one, you can go down to the auditorium, as well as take a left turn into the hallway. And over here, you can take the stairs up to math hall, which is what we're going to do right now. Obviously, the math hall are 200 to 219 rooms. And here we are. So into the math hallway, we first have the math offices, which is for the faculty members. We have a classroom here. So again, you need to look at the last name and room number. There was a department head's office over there. Ms. Whitcomb, who's the current department chair. We also have more class here, more classes. So now, as I mentioned before, that there's a shortcut into the math hallway. And this is the shortcut. Usually, it's not dark like this here, but as you can recognize by the flags, this is the lower library. So if you take these stairs up from lower library, then you will go directly into the math hall. And over here, you will find the math tutors' offices, where if you need help in math, you can go there. And then you can go into your classes from here. This is actually the hallway this is actually the stairs that lead down into hallway A, right next to the Burlington Early Childhood Center, which is what we talked about. So this is another way for you to exit the math hall. If you keep going, these are like the bathrooms. So the boys and the girls bathroom. This, in my opinion, is the best water, the coldest water. You should come here to drink water. I would say that. We also have a gender-neutral bathroom over here for anybody to use. If you keep going down, we have more classes. This is actually the fashion room, I would say, for courses like fashion designing. So now all this section is all art. The art department doesn't really have its own hallway. It's kind of a bridge between the math and history hallways. So when I said that from English hallway you could take a shortcut to math, it's actually through this room. You can walk to the red door from there, and it will take you out, and you'll be in the math hall. Obviously, we can't take the shortcuts because of COVID, but in a normal school, this is what you will do. These two are art classes. This one is for photography. This is Ms. Chang's design classes. So you have an art space over here. We still have one more math class, and then we have a math lab, which teachers might bring their students or like for art or anything. And then if we walk over here, we have the art department office. So it's Mr. Rakovich, who's current department chair. So it's his office. And then this is like the child development class for preschools education. And then if you go down that door, which you're not supposed to go down, but you'll find the preschool, so the early childhood center from there. So now, if we keep going down from here, we're going to take this exit. So the elevator that I talked about brings you up over here. and we're gonna go down the stair. So again, this is what I mentioned before, that this is a way to go into the math hall. If you remember, that's the place that we went down last time. So we're just walking up hallway A, and this we already discussed. This was the shortcut from the English hallway that I was talking about. So now we're actually going to go at the very end, and we're gonna go up to the history hall. So again, this is all world language. This is what we first were talking about. So here we are at by the cafeterias. So if we take the stairs up here, so history hall. So if we come all the way up here, here you're going to find all history classes, obviously. So again, you need to look at last name, room number, and make sure you know where to go. And the shortcut that I mentioned to go to history hall from the upper library is this shortcut right here. So if you go through this door right here, you can go take the stairs down to the upper library. Again, those are the pictures of the valedictorians. That's how I remember that. That's how I used to remember it as a freshman. This is all just storage space. We're gonna keep walking down from this hallway. So we basically walked from that side of the building to this side of the building, and this staircase is what leads down to hallway A, which we're gonna go down later. But again, more rooms, and this is the girls and boys bathroom over here. Usually there's a Mac lab here, again another class, and then this is basically the end of the hallway. These are actually the shortcuts that I was talking about into the English hallway. So in this class, if you walk through it, it will take you out to the red door that takes you out into the English hall. Okay, yeah, so that's the shortcut that I was talking about. So now we're going to go down the opposite side. Oh, and that's the ELL classroom. It does change. It does change for different depending on the years, but you just need to know what the teacher is. So we're gonna take this staircase down. So again, this takes you out into hallway A. And this is where we were earlier. We're talking about the administration offices, central offices, and that hallway up right there. So we're going to take this route down. We have basically completed the tour of the entire school. I do recommend that you come here for freshman orientation, or just have somebody to come to do a tour with in person. You can come in probably at the school any time over the summer, and just see for yourself, because your path to classes is going to look different depending on your schedule and your classes. So you just have to come in and just act out as if it was your school day and just go to classes. So again, here is the main office area, and so we're gonna walk down to the exit over there, and that is where we started. So